Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host and very good friend is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Season 9, Episode 40. Now, Chris, where would you like to start today?
Well, Dave, we have the two bombshells coming, but I just want to finish off the end of what we've talked about for the last fucking 3 episodes, Olivia, Dave. And we start the episode with apparently she needs some more assurance from Maxwell. At that point, Dave, that meme when you jump out the window in the office meeting, that was me. I was like, for fuck's sake, what are you talking about? That girl can turn anything into her, can't she? It is all about her. And we said it at the last few episodes. I was just sat there going, fuck me, we're not even a minute into the fucking episode and you've started. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, it didn't bode well for the rest of the episode, Dave, at that point.
Chris, do you think the producers are very aware of this and giving her so much screen time because they know that we all think she's super annoying? Because I had the same visceral reaction when she's like, yeah, I think I need more assurance, really. And all the girls are, again, they're clucking around, aren't they? Oh, yeah, of course you do. And I'm just like, oh, fuck off. Of course you do, Olivia. We all know that you do, but we don't expect you to verbalize it as well. It's like, oh, fucking hell, Maxwell, dude. You just are in for a fucking rocky ride. But, yeah, Chris, I don't think it got any better from there because one of the things I found monstrously frustrating is, with all of these relationships where there's been a bit of cheating going on, and then it's like the next episode comes along, it's like, oh, can we get a bit close? Can we get a bit snuggly? Fucking Shaq and Tanya are straight back on it, and I'm like, there's no maybe this gaslighting works. The gaslighting definitely does work because, I mean, Shaq should fucking walk for me, but, it seems like they're right back on the train, Chris. Whether they are genuinely back on that train or thinking we've got 2 weeks left here, let's ride it out to the end. But it did look to be fairly close to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was just like, what's the fucking point? It's like we'd skipped about 3 or 4 days here, haven't we? Because it just went from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. There was no middle bit. We didn't understand. I'm just the same as you. I'm watching it like, how have we got to the point where there's cuddling in? And then Shaq apologised first again. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry for the way I spoke. And then eventually she's like, yeah, I'm sorry too. Fucking like a, under a breath, like, yeah, I'm sorry too. And then he says, I love you. And then when he says, I love you to Tanya, it's delivered with, you can see he genuinely means it. And she's sort of like blinking, going, yeah, I love you too. And then hugs him. I'm just like, I'm not buying any of that shit, but I'm with you. I'm like, what is the point of what we've seen over the last couple of days for there just to be not a payoff, where I don't want anybody humiliated, I don't want anyone thinking, but it's just like Tanya's behaviour's been wrong from the get-go, and she has completely gaslit Shaq, and she's got him in the palm of her hand, and he's just going with it, and I don't get it. Obviously, when they're together, he is happy. Now, it might be a case of, Dave, and we're not seeing all of it, are the girls winding Tanya up as well? I mean, she cheated, so it's different, but when we've seen the girls, when they're together, they can be quiet. It's a pack mentality, isn't it? So they're all thinking, are they all chipping in? Because fucking Jesse's always got something to say. Are they in Tanya's head? But when they're together, I'm trying to understand how we got to this point because I've got no fucking idea how we got here.
You know what threw me a loop was Jesse actually said, I think it was the same early scene when Olivia's like, oh, I need assurance. Jesse said, yeah, I'm in the same position as Shaq, really. And I thought, oh, that's a crack in the armour. That's like, you were all fucking, the girls have done nothing wrong. This tightly knit group, like you say, this pack mentality. But I was thinking to myself, is that Jesse acknowledging the fact that Shaq has a right to be, a bit upset?
I didn't even pick for
I,
that.
I mean, it was just blink and you miss it,
Yeah.
and it was gone kind of thing. And I thought, oh, I wonder, so maybe it's just, deep down, even though you have this pack mentality, they kind of know it's a bit shitty, but they're just not saying it. But
Yeah.
Chris, I keep going back to this, right? Liam and Millie changed the game, right? Because he cheated, and then they both ended up winning. And we went through this whole fucking nonsense of him grafting away. And then, it was Love's fucking young dream after that, wasn't it? And for me, I thought, right, that is going to change the game. And it has done. Because everything post that season now is a test. Casa Amor is all a test. And how, if you're not snogging loads of other people, how do you know if it's a real relationship or not? But one thing I'd say, right, at least Liam actually fucking grafted. Tanya hasn't grafted at all. She's just said, I'm going to let you think about what you've just seen.
I'm sure there's movies for that, Dave, but yeah. It's just like, what? Let's not go down that
if it got a lot worse. Like, right, I know what you're thinking. But actually, I'm really annoyed at you.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? But no. So yeah, it's just weird, and I will give it the same apathy that I gave when it was clear that Lana was not gonna was just going to allow herself to be a doormat.
Yeah.
And I think you were the same. You're like, right, that's it. You've had all the chances. And it was when she picked Casey and then went running back to Ron, like literally on the same night. For us, it was a different episode, but it was the same night. I'm kind of done with Shaq now. He's got to learn it for himself. These two will not work.
No.
They might stick it out for a little bit, but at some point, with a bit of time and space, he's going to realise, hang about, it's been fucking had here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had I seen something that like warranted that kind of redemption, then I might be a bit more in. But because, like you say, it's like we've missed 3 or 4 episodes. It was like they're fucking, not happy with each other at all, and then they're just okay. And they're snuggling up on the sofa. It's utter bollocks, Chris.
It is bollocks. But Dave, I'll tell you what made me tickle me. I mean, I know I've had a few digs in about Jesse. I've gone right off Jesse, and a few people have called me out and said things, which is fine, no problem. And a few are like, oh, I'm the same. So he's in the middle with her at the moment. She goes on a date with the 2 new bombshells coming. So we've got Keenan and Rosie. Now, listen, Dave. I'm no oil painting, right? I don't profess to be.
I don't know where this is going.
I don't profess to be fucking Brad Pitt or fucking George Clooney or anything. I really don't. I'm fully aware of where my lane is in the looks departments, Dave. But Keenan, right? He stands out. There was a lad last series who came into it who stood out, and I think he got kicked out pretty much straight away. I think he was from Wigan actually as well.
He's from Lee, wasn't he? The guy with all Wigan, the tattoos, questionable right-wing tattoos.
Yeah, there was all sorts of stuff come out about him. Keenan looks like he's won a competition in a fucking magazine or something to come on Love Island. I don't want it to be horrible, but it does sound horrible. Like, I'm not. He just seems completely out of place compared to the other guys in the villa. I can't work it out. And then he takes Jesse on a fucking date and fake a lot, Jesse. You're one in a million. You're a gem. She only fucking met him 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, apparently he's 1 in a million, Dave. What the fuck is she talking about? I was like, that's so patronising. I was just like, oh, fuck off, Jesse. I'm not buying this shit at all.
Well, I think, I agree. He's not. I don't think he's the most aesthetically pleasing bloke.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. But, I mean, he set my radar off. Not a prediction radar, just a bullshit radar. when Jesse's asking about where he's from. And he's like, "Oh, I'm from a bit all over the place, and a bit of Irish, bit of Scouse, but I live in Wigan." And I'm like, "You are fucking 100% Wigan. I can hear it.
Yeah,
You are all fucking Wigan. There is no Irish. There is no Scouse here." So I was just like, "Right, you are a Bertie fucking bullshitter." And so I just. I'm not really that impressed with him straight off the bat, but it does seem like he does. This is not a Toby fucking #United plays on a Sunday or something. Yeah. He does actually play rugby league. He's played 72 top flight games. So he's played for Widnes, Warrington, and currently with Lee.
Oh, so he's
now. If he was fucking a bit of a superstar, I'd imagine he wouldn't be on Love Island, but, he is actually paid for what he does. So I thought that was a bit of a change, because again, Tom's for Macclesfield, it's like semi-pro, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it is
so,
semi-pro.
Yeah, so I mean, to be fair, semi-pro in football is probably paid more than this guy, but I thought, well, fair play for that. But yeah, I don't see him having a connection with anyone, Chris. I don't see it's a struggle to call him a bombshell, really, isn't it? I mean, he's not going to disrupt anyone.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Rosie as well. If you look at Rosie on the girls' side, she takes Kai and Casey. Now,
this fucking Kai, honest.
I know some of the shit that he comes out with. It's just different level.
Right, I've been a big fan the last few days, mainly because of Olivia, but I've warmed to Kai a lot. But Jesus Christ, on a day he is shit, isn't he? He's just like, oh, can I that fucking monotone voice and. Let's see if I can throw this and catch it into your mouth. It's not the old close your eyes thing, but then what a ridiculous thing I think to do on a first date to make her look ridiculous. But she doesn't get it a few times. Like, oh no, rubbish that. It's just like, where is your chat? And then he gets it himself. He's like, oh, there you go. There you go. First time that.
Fucking brilliant.
It's a good look. It's a good job. You are a fucking insanely good-looking bloke. Because with your chat, you shouldn't be able to pull anyone. But honestly, Chris, I was crying at Kai's fucking lack of chat.
It's so funny, isn't it? Because he got pulled, didn't he, by some of the other islanders saying, he's saying the same thing. And everyone's like, oh, is he playing games? No, he's just got nothing. He's got nothing, has he? He's just stopped talking, doesn't he? He's got the body of an Adonis, you know what I mean? He's
like David Beckham. He should just be seen and not heard.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. But Dave, I'm getting on my high horse now because I'm fucking ready for it. One thing I'd say, so we meet Rosie, takes Casey. So Casey has gone under the radar. He's an absolute player, innit? He don't give two fucks about Claudia. He doesn't. He's meandered himself around the villa. He started with Lana, didn't really go anywhere. We knew that straight away, even though there was a bit of chat. Gets in Casa Amor. He cops off with two different girls. He's now with Claudia. We know it's a load of bullshit. She's not into him. He's not into her. And then he is a player. I think the problem is he's come across as he's quite a nice lad, and he's got a good personality.
Nice guy.
Yeah. But he's an utter shit really with women. You can see that he's in there, not made a connection. He's done his thing. However, these two needed to be absolutely doused down for DNA, Claudia and Casey, because the fucking producers' fingers are all over this utter nonsense that we're now seeing. Claudia's crying. Well, I think it's tears of joy because she's now got a storyline, Dave, because it's like these two have now been split up. And what's going to happen is, in 2 days' time, we're going to have a fucking reconciliation. We're going to have them staying on their fucking daybed. It's just utter horseshit, Dave. Honestly, you can see the producers have gone, we need to create a story for these two now. Let's go with this. Because the fact they both got recoupled is bollocks, absolute bollocks, and it just seems so fake to me watching this tonight. As much I am pulling Casey up though, because he's basically just having the greatest summer ever at the moment, and he's just like going from one girl to another.
You can imagine he's going to get home. He's going to start writing his memoirs. The greatest summer of my life.
Well, maybe you should get Tom's fucking crayon for a poem, David, write it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what you think, but I just felt that it just seemed too forced and too fake. And when Claudia was upset, I'm not heartless. She was crying, but I'm still not buying all of this, Dave. I'm sort of thinking they'll be back together in 2 days. If they want to get to the final, and they'll probably come fourth or fifth, this is the play. This is the play now. A bit of trepidation, a bit of fear within the relationship, but they get back together. We've just seen all this with all the other couples. They've got to now have their story arc, and it just felt so producer fucking manufactured to me.
See, I didn't see that. I mean, sometimes when the situations are set up and whatever, you can feel the producer's fingerprints all over it. I didn't feel that with this. I mean, they're just fucking with them, aren't they? Throwing in the bombshells and stuff, but that's kind of their job. I just took it more on face value that, let's consider Casey and Claudia, right? So they had just been together for a few days. I said, I thought Casey was over the top. I mean, he was like a kid who just had all the sugar in the sweet shop, and just in Casa Amor, just being a bit too fucking over the top. Just chill out a bit, man. But then Claudia was like almost the other way. Certainly when they recoupled and came back, it's like, well, you've been together for a few days. You really shouldn't be, getting a bit this intense, And so I just feel like they're just moving at very, very different speeds, at a different pace. And so, and because of that, we've seen Casey a few times air a bit of frustration to the boys and stuff and say, well, hang about, you're saying you're all fine with like what Tanya's doing and whatever, but you're chastising me when we were together for a few days. So I think Claudia's kind of pushing him away a little bit. But yeah, I've got no fucking horse in the race either for Casey because he just gets on the date. And he's so, he does play like the nice guy, but he's very deliberate with the things that he says. So, the new girl's asking about how it's going with Claudia. Says, yeah, not got a bad word to say against her. Well, that's a ringing indictment, isn't it, for the girl you've been sharing a bed with for the last... I mean, add the few days before Casa Amor, and then they've been together for a few days after now. Olivia's had about 3 relationships in that time, and it's, certainly it was longer than when she was with Kai. So, yeah, I just take it more on face value, but I definitely I believe Claudia. I believe her tears. I don't think she's right. I think she's kind of, she has felt things a bit too intensely, too quickly. But you feel how you feel, really, don't you? So I just feel this particular thing is a bit more authentic than I think what you're thinking.
Potentially, David, but obviously, my, record is at 100%, so it's unusual for you to question such a thing. But one thing I want to talk about, Dave, and I really left a bitter taste in my mouth, is Martin's exit. Didn't like that at all. I don't know why they positioned it that Tanya was then having to pick between him and Shaq. It's just putting the boot in. There's no need for it, is there? We know she's going to pick Shaq. We know she's got to do, and I'm not blaming Tanya at all for this. I'm blaming the way it was manipulated for who was voting, and he's there, Martin. I mean, his speech was fucking brilliant. What a guy! Absolutely loved the speech. It was so good at the door. He's so funny, and we didn't see enough of his personality, did we? Because when we have seen the one-liners and the snippets, and obviously the popcorn thing is going to live on for a long time in Love Island history. That'll just come back to haunt other islanders in the future. It's just, I don't know about you, Dave, and I don't know what it was. It just felt wrong, that last bit.
I agree. I mean, I'd called it, yesterday, I think, and it certainly on the chat and stuff, I'd said, "Oh, it'll be Martin." So if they're going to do a popular vote, it'll be Martin, unfortunately. And I just feel again, Chris, like we've had another person of color, right, get the shitty end of the stick.
Yeah.
Because it was David, wasn't it, who had the bit of triangle with Shaq, and I mean, that should be the fucking warning sign, shouldn't it? Don't get involved with Shaq and Tanya. And David was there for like 2 days. Martin, like I said, I didn't particularly warm to him in Casa Amor, but after seeing how he's treated, but then how he's behaved, and like you say, he's got that dry sense of humour. And so I thought he got the shitty end of the stick. Aaron was in there for about 2 fucking weeks or something and did absolutely fuck all. Talked to no one, had a connection with fucking no one, and yet gets to hang around for 2 weeks. So I just feel like it did not. I can't even think of the words, but it just didn't have a good feeling about it that he did actually go there. I felt it was unfair.
Yeah, me too. And I think as well, what was interesting was one of the things I've seen online from people is, and I've not realised this, the public votes haven't been as prominent this series. People are saying, like, why are you protecting the Islanders? And I've never once questioned that. I can't honestly come here and say, oh, I've been thinking. I haven't. It was just reading it tonight, because some of the characters are unpopular. Like there's, Tanya, Livia, even down to like Tom, people like that. People are saying, why can't we vote out? Why can't we rock it up? And I've never, because usually the app is one of the things, and it's like, right, now vote for your favourite couple or your favourite Islander. We've had none of that this series, have we? They've really sort of shied away from that. So I don't know what's going on there.
I think there's been 2 votes or something, hasn't there? And I'll be honest, I can't really remember. Did we have many before? I don't remember if we did or not.
There used to be a bit more, I think, in previous seasons, because I remember, like, Sam would be on the app, right, I'm going on the app now, and I've never, I mean, she's not watching it now, so it's not, maybe it's just that, but yeah, it was just reading it online, people were saying it, I was like, oh yeah, never thought about that, because we know that the Aussie one that we watched was the super fans, Dave, so with the super fans were the producers, probably, it's utter bollocks.
The super fans / producers.
Yeah, the fucking back at the studio. So yeah, have you got anything else, Dave? Because we've got a great email from our friend Chrissy as well.
Well, I'll just say to that, I mean, I think I am thirsting for a public vote. I just cannot wait. I cannot wait. And I hope that Kai has gained the popularity that we feel. He's kind of won us over. Let's ignore that date, that shitty fucking date that he went on. But all apart from that, so I hope he's more popular. And Olivia is somewhere in the bottom. And the look on her face, I mean, it can't be surprise. We all know why it can't be. But, of just why?
You bitch.
Why? She's going to be like, but Kai was in the bottom 3. That's why I recoupled. I don't. Maybe I made a mistake. Oh no, that was a silly thought. Let's throw that away. Kai, what a bastard! Oh no, it was Ron. See, Kai was madly in love with me. He was going to come back in. He was going to pronounce boyfriend and girlfriend, but fucking Ron turned him against me. You're not my friend. Chris, I'm such a see next Tuesday, but I need that public vote. So I'm with you. I don't know if we've had more or less, but we need one soon.
We do. So this is a great email from Chrissy Dave as well. She's put the titles, The Hive Mind in the Villa. I've just caught with Love Island and I'm so over all the girls. It's like they've all morphed into one. They threw away their brains and just let Olivia take control. At first I thought it was mostly Lana going along with everything, but they are all doing it now. Even Sammy. I know I harp on about Zara and Tanyelle, but they were really the only girls with a backbone to stand against Olivia. It's really baffling. Claudia is such a dunce. I hate her to speak. I'm tired of her and Casey. Please let there be a public vote soon. There you go, Dave, to dump them. when you guys were coming down so hard on Jesse, I thought, what's the point of that? Because if Jesse and Will don't win, then we get a Ron and Lana win. And I thought we all, as a collective, agreed that we were tired of them. But now I'm coming round to not liking Jesse as well, mostly because I hate Olivia so much, and Jesse supports her delusions all the time. And ironically, I've started liking Ron again because he agrees that Olivia is super fake. Good on him. It's amazing. You know what, though, Dave? I know these are a bit more true, but it's amazing how you flip-flop on these shows, innit? You go from like some... I mean, I'm not saying Ronnie's completely exonerated because he didn't half mess Lana about and stuff. We talked about it, for episode after episode, but just that little bit to see that he's aware of what's going on and the audience are going with it. It's like, go on, Ron. And it's like, how have we got here? So, yeah, I agree, Chrissy. And you brought up a really great point that Will got favouritism over Shaq on Movie Night. That was yours that day. It was a great point. I guess the producers want Will and Jesse to win, so they're trying to help Will. It's very upsetting that they tried to go out their way to find something on Shaq. That wasn't right, and he didn't deserve that. Tanya's reaction to it was just silly. She's so silly, so chaotic and immature. If she doesn't watch this back and get embarrassed by some of the things she's said and done, is there really any hope left for this generation? I'm not looking forward to all these final dates coming up and feeding us this bullshit that they're all in love. All the couples seem fake. There aren't any rootable characters in the villa anymore. The only couple I'd be happy to see win is Kai and Sanam because they seem the realest right now. And I'd absolutely love to see Olivia shit herself trying to figure out why the public likes Kai over her. Exactly what you just said, Dave. During the movie night, did you catch her saying, "Oh, I guess I should be used to seeing myself on film by now"? Shut the fuck up, you fucking try hard.
But she's an actor, apparently, Chris.
I wrote that down in my notes, Chrissy. Thank you for mentioning it. I wrote that. I forgot to mention it when she said it. I was like, "Oh my god!" Anyway,
Chris, it fucking irks me when extras call themselves actors for very personal reasons.
Yes.
She said that, and I was like, "Fuck off! You're not a fucking actor."
Yeah, everyone who's an extra, and I include myself, who did it for quite a while, you're not an actor or an actress. Anyway, during the sorry for the long email. I have so much pent-up rage against Olivia. Please, people in the UK, don't let her win. Thanks again, guys, and congratulations on reaching 500 members. So thanks, Chrissy. What a great email, David. I could just feel the emotion in Chrissy's email. It's so good, and it aligns a lot with what you said, Dave. So that's a great email.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I always like an email if it agrees with me, but no. What made me think and pause there, like just listening to that. So, like I said, when it gets messy and loads of people see it in different ways, and we just see it in our way.
Yeah.
And so I love the interaction. I love it when people come in and say, we don't agree or we do agree, or, to just understand a little bit, because we just have our perspectives. We try and be objective, but I mean, it's hard a lot of the time, and especially when it gets messy. But yeah, it's a great point about the flip-flopping as well, because, and a lot of this is manipulated by the producers. They know what they want to show us, don't they? And it's almost like, this is what hooked me into Love Island in the first place. When and you probably remember it, I could probably pinpoint the date actually. And it was like, right, okay, shit, I'm in. Because it's not just about the dating, it's about the human behavior. And actually, it's like Game of Thrones, which was my favorite TV show at the time. And because everyone's great. There is no fucking... it's not binary. It's not one or the other. No one's truly good or truly bad. And all of these different interactions and stuff. So, unfortunately, I think since that season, it's got more and more fake every single season as it's gone on. But you can still see at the heart of it, human interaction. So the fact that, and when we're watching it, we bring our own experiences, and our own thoughts and perceptions about it as well to it. So that's what makes it so interesting to talk about for me. And although as much as it's a fucking grind to do the 6 days out of 7, I still find it quite fascinating to watch people.
Yeah, and I still remember the phone call, Chris. Yeah. I thought we should do a podcast on Love Island. I was like, what? Hello? What?
Do you remember, though? And I remember it was a sunny day. I was walking into town, into Bedford, and I was saying, well, because you love it and I don't get it, so I'll just come on and take the piss out of you, basically, and you'll defend it. You'll be the super fan. But it was about day 4 or something into that first week. And I think I had to watch the first episode twice because I didn't know what was going on and I didn't remember anyone's name. So, what I'm like, I'll go through and right, okay, so Amy, right, okay, and she likes this and likes this. And so because I started to actually write down notes on it, I got into the characters and the personalities, and there was some kind of switch. But when Sharif got kicked out, fucking hell, it was like, right, we need to speak. And that was when it turned, because the original idea was it would just be a weekly.
Oh, I remember it.
Yeah.
I remember it. Don't you worry about that. I remember you ringing me. And then from that moment, I think it was like the second week in, wasn't it? We'd only done like 1 or 2 episodes. And then it was like we did every fucking day. And we've done every day since, pretty much. So
it just changes so much. It's so hard to, if you were to do a weekly recap, it's, I mean, it'd have to be a 2-3 hour bloody show, wouldn't it, if you were to cover everything?
Yeah, and even Maths, we've said this ourselves, haven't we? Maths was weekly, even up to the last couple of series, but then it just, everything happens. There's so much to unpack on Maths. They're analysing of the characters and the things that are going on, and then the bullshit from the experts as well. You just end up thinking, we've got to talk about this. I'm the same. Look, I love talking about it, but yeah. So
actually, Chris, you've just reminded me, I'm a bit shit about checking the Instagram messages to our main account, so CD Reality Cast, but we did have a message in from Rachel, and it says, why do the girls... Oh, in fact, I can't share it because we're recording on a different platform, but she dropped a message about Olivia and saying how terrible she is. And then she follows up with text. It says, why do the girls like her? Hopefully some of the girls will recognise what a fake nightmare Liv is based on what she said in the clip. Well, spoiler alert, they don't seem to have called her out at all. Why do Claudia and Sammy and Lana not see how delusional she is? Jessie will never forgive Will. She can't. There's nothing worse on the video, but she can't forgive him, and so we'll use the opportunity to push him away. I wish they showed Kai's speech before Liv came back in, but as Kai has now realised, there is nothing that she won't twist, and so there is no point. Tanya is also delusional. Poor Shaq. They had to go away. They had to go way back to Zara for any dirt. Stop taking your guilt out on these boys. Pointless. Poor Sanam too. She can see through Liv. I'd say, Chris, and I think Chrissy called it out as well. Give fucking Kai and Sanam the trophy now. Give them the 50 grand. That is, all my eggs are in that basket, because again, just don't let Kai speak. but Sanam, I think, is fucking underrated here, because again, to show the patience that she has with the girls, right? She has to sit there fucking morning after morning listening to the drone on about what a shitbag Kai is. And the fact that she doesn't rise to it, the fact that she can kind of sail through almost undetected. The girls almost don't notice that she's there when they're bad-mouthing Kai. And then when they're together, though, they do actually seem quite sweet. So out of all the couples, that's where my eggs are.
Yeah, and that's a lovely speech, Dave, and I agree. But just for being an absolute bastard, I want them to win just to piss Liv off as well. So
I mean, that's just a Brucey bonus. That's a cherry on top. That is, isn't it?
It is. So. It is true that I'm a bastard. But anyway, no, thanks for reading out, mate, and great stuff for getting in contact with us, Rachel. Thank you. If you want to email us, guys, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media @cdrealitycast, please go to Facebook, Chris and A's Reality TV Cast. I'm not going to do a call of our arms to get us to 1,000 just at this moment. But keep joining, guys. When we get close, we'll keep pushing for that. And I really appreciate everyone who's joined up and come and join the community. Some great people commenting like how much they enjoy the show, talking to people on Facebook and that. And hopefully everyone's making connections because we're all just talking about this nonsense reality TV world that we love. So thank you so much, guys. And as always, Charlene, we do appreciate everything you do for us over there. As always, if you want to go to patreon.com/CD RealityCast and come and support us if you'd like. We do appreciate everyone who supported us past and present. So today's roll call of honour is Helen, Alex, Macy, Nicola, Schmave, Emma, Fiona, Cassie, Megan, Katie, Maggie, Kristen, Zoe, Gillian, Keith, Helen, Brianna, Chloe, Noreen, Joanna, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy, Tracy, Lauren, Lucky Luda Green and Kent Gustafson. So thank you so much, guys. We do get a break now, Dave, for 12 hours. And then we're back with maths. Yay!
Oh my God. but I mean, we're going to have the fallout, aren't we? We had the dinner party, but then we've got the commitment ceremony.
Oh, so
it's going to be people hopefully held to task, and I hope fucking John's got his boxing gloves ready.
He was on form last time. All three of the experts were, to be fair. So let's see. Yeah. I cannot wait, mate.
Oh, it started as well. If people have been holding off, hasn't it? Or is it started or is it starting, Chris?
Right, now, listen, no. Don't say that again. We went and told everyone.
I didn't. There is no way.
You.
There is no way.
It's
you.
The 21st of February, we had it pegged down for. That date has obviously passed. I've now seen, and I think I said this the other day, I think it's the 6th of March, so it's a week on Monday it starts in the UK, because they've really started advertising it now. We're seeing like Shannon and Kate, all the contestants, Dave, and some of the little bits of drama that we've already seen. So if you've not been watching it, and obviously you're waiting on the podcast, or you've been listening to the podcast once it starts, and I think it's usually the same format as the Australia one, but I think it runs Monday to Thursday in the UK for 4 days, and then we have a break over the week. Whereas obviously in Australia it's Sunday to Wednesday. So yes, Dave, it's the 6th of March, not the 21st of Feb.
Fair enough. And there will be no pegging on this podcast.
There will be no pegging on this podcast, no, my friend.
All right,
fucking hell. Well, don't be searching that either, for God's sake. We only just got over the last one.
Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone out there for listening. Thanks to our supporters. And we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.